Sweeties. What are great sweet wines and how are they made? I'm David Farnell with Winefox.ca. Dessert wines is how we typically think of sweet wines. Really what they are is hyper-concentrated wines. And they get hyper-concentrated because of several different factors. Let's talk about two different types. Now, the first one that we're all very familiar with would be the white wine, dessert wines or sweet wines. In Canada, we make an excellent ice wine, usually Vidal or Riesling, those crisp grapes that have very high acidity to keep them very balanced, which is essential for a sweet wine, or the famous Sauternes. And this also is made out of Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon, but typically the Sauvignon Blanc brings that nice big acidity which balances the heavy body. They're great when complementing a white fruit oriented dessert. So whether it's an apple pie or an apricot tart or something like that, the white wine dessert wines match beautifully with these kind of desserts. The one trick to this whole game is to make sure that your sweet wine is sweeter than your dessert. Because if your dessert is sweeter than the wine will taste a bit bitter. It'll actually emphasize the acidity in these wines. When you're not drinking them for their acidity, you're drinking them for their big, rich, unctuous, mouth-pleasing qualities. And then we have red wine-oriented dessert wines, the most famous of which is port, which is made of a series of red grapes and then fortified with a spirit to actually bring it to 18% alcohol. It's important to note why sweet wines come to be. There's an awful lot of sugar in the hyper-ripened or super mature grapes. The acidity balances that sweetness, but what happens is the yeast in its lifespan is going to eat as much sugar as it possibly can until the wine gets up to 14 or 15% alcohol, at which point the yeast all die because they've created an environment for themselves that's inhospitable. We can also speed that right up by adding alcohol to make it 18%. All the sugar that's left over that the yeast didn't get a chance to eat is where the sweetness comes from. So it's naturally sweetened by the force of nature. So these dessert wines, like port or like Madeira, which is this beautiful little island off the coast of Portugal, make fantastic wines to drink on their own or with chocolate cake or any other red fruit derived dessert. And if you want to just go straight to it, you can have a red fruit dessert wine. This one made by Southbrook Farms just out of raspberries. It's absolutely delicious. So that's my quick take on red fruit dessert wines and white fruit dessert wines. I'm David Farnell with Winefox.ca. Thanks for joining us.